Audio made possible by www.jackettome.com. Warning. The following has suggestive content that is not suitable for some listeners. Audio Fanfiction Productions presents Because You're Mine. Fanfiction written by Camoozle, the first place winner of Wide Awake Rehab's Whoduint Murder Mystery Contest. Fanfiction inspired by the characters of Stephanie Meyer's Twilight Saga. Bella's point of view. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. My feet pounded through the icy soil, the October cold biting into my face, as sharp razors of freezing rain stung my skin, fatigue invading my muscles and swirling around my head. I could feel my heart beating in my throat. My head still rang from the collision it sustained with the rock, the hardened mineral crushed against the back of my skull. My vision was starting to blur and I brought my hand to touch the wound. The sticky fluid matted into my hair as I inspected my fingers, the bright red striking against my pale trembling hand. The back of my scalp oozed with warmth, trickling down my neck as I stumbled through the overgrown brush behind the Cullens house. I struggled to maintain my balance, slipping on the damp earth, the decaying undergrowth moist with mildew. I could hear him behind me, faster, more agile as he negotiated the foliage, more knowledgeable in his footing. As panic reared its severed head, bile rose and flooded my mouth, expelling from my body and smearing down the front of my shirt. Branches scraped at my skin, crooked fingers twisting and tearing at my flesh, the abrasions glowing in red luminance. Holy fuck, he was going to kill me. I stumbled, my foot trapped in the twining roots of a large tree, and my face hit the ground with a thud, my hands absorbing the fall and causing my wrist to snap under the pressure of my body. Pain seared throughout my arm, mud stung my eyes and I sobbed aloud as I clutched at my face with my fractured hand. Crying for help, begging, praying, desperation leaking from my pores, survival was my only thought as I struggled to get up. I heard his low chuckle behind me and I stumbled forward again, my head spinning as I ricocheted against a tree, falling back to the earth, musty dirt damp in my nostrils. Please. Please, don't, I sobbed, the please draining from my lips. I love you. We can go away together. I'll do whatever you want, just please don't hurt me, I begged, trying to reason with the monster before me. Oh please, God, please let him listen, please.
Shh, Bella, love, don't cry. It's okay, my Bella, it's okay. Your words are like sweet vindication. It's all I ever wanted to hear, that you love me, and want me forever.
His voice was smooth and calm, a melodic harmony of desperation and victory. He crouched to the ground, slowly slinking on his hands and knees, towards me, his green eyes flickering with delight, wild and depraved. I trembled, allowing him to take me into his arms, his lips against my collarbone, pressing into the skin laced with mud and vomit. He trailed his lips up my neck, licking and nipping, as he moved his mouth to my face, his hands roaming my body, and clutching at my flesh. I trembled, recognizing these hands, and they flickered and deep in my belly, every cell sensitive to his fingers. His hand gently pressed into my breast, as the other dug into my hip, firm fingers trailing across my behind and up my back, pressing into the aching muscles as he moved his fingers to the back of my neck, and into my hair. My head fell into his hand, relaxing into his mesmerizing touch, the panic subsiding. As these familiar hands ignited the new aching fury between my thighs. Suddenly, his fingers were digging into the wound in my scalp, twisting beneath torn flesh, and I screamed in blinding agony. He curled his fingers into the deep gash, widening the wound, and I begged for him to stop. Removing his fingers, he brought them to his mouth, the blood trailing down his hand, perfect red lines down his wrist, as he wrapped his lips around his fingers. His eyes closed in a seductive trance, sweet ecstasy gracing his features as my blood smeared across his perfect lips. He slowly pulled his fingers across his cheek, a streak of red stretching across his face.
You taste utterly divine, my Bella. I can taste it all, your terror, your passion, even your arousal now at this time of utter hysteria. Do you want to fuck me right now, don't you? You want me. even though you know you shouldn't.
He licked his lips, his tongue moving across his pink-tinted teeth.
See, taste it. Taste yourself on my skin, Bella. See how perfect we are together.
His fingers roughly invaded my mouth, and then his tongue. As he brought his lips to mine, the viscous metallic fluid causing my stomach to twist, spinning the dark forest around me, I fought to hold on to coherency, vomit choking in my throat once again. Please, 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 let me go. Please, if you love me, let me go, I whispered through the kiss, begging for mercy, trying to appeal to the deep love I knew was buried within. He stopped at my words, his features darkening. As he pulled back, he tilted his head to the side, his eyes narrowing to slits, and piercing my flesh, to chill straight through my muscles and tendons, and icing over my bones.
Bella, I thought I had made it exceptionally clear before. I will never let you go.
He spoke through tight lips, his voice beginning to rise.
You're mine to keep forever. Mine.
He shouted, a high-pitched shriek deafening in the silent forest. His hands pulled my shoulders to him, his face so close I could smell the sticky sanguine fluid on his breath.
Mine.
He growled through clenched teeth. He was panting into my mouth, his nose aside mine as his hands slid to wrap around my neck, and I whimpered, tears streaming down my cheeks again. Please, I begged, barely able to force the air between my lips. His hands tightened around my neck, crushing my vocal cords as white quivers of light invaded my vision, and he forced me slowly to lay on my back.
Shh, Bella love, just rest, just sleep, love.
He hovered over me, his lips against my cheek, as he spoke the soothing words. My vision failing now, I struggled to hold on to consciousness, every blink bringing me closer and closer to utter darkness. I couldn't move my limbs, my strength exerted from the run. I felt leaves and gravel blend into the gaping wound on the back of my skull, profusely bleeding into the earth now as I forced to whisper the words as silent tears trailed down my cheeks. Don't kill me.
Oh, love, I'm not going to kill you. Not until we find dear brother.
He grabbed my hand, the disjointed wrist searing with pain, shocking through me as he dragged my lifeless body through the forest. My head knocked against the ground, the friction carving deep gashes into my back and side, tearing up the now exposed flesh as my clothing twisted, and providing little protection now. I couldn't find the strength to scream or struggle because a new panic began to bubble in my chest, a confused hysteria as I voiced his words over and over in my head. Not until we find dear brother. Fuck, I hate this fucking school. I hate this town. I hate my life. I chanted this mantra, slowly moving my pen in dark swirls on my paper. The same stupid dumb fucks smirked at me as I glared at them, muttering under their breath snide comments behind my back, the same old fucking shit I've been dealing with every fucking year. It was always the same at the beginning of the new school year, stupid ignorant fucks pretending their existence mattered, trying to be something they weren't, seeking acceptance, love, value in their meager, pathetic lives. I hated them all, and frequently pictured their complete annihilation as I sat in the back of the classroom, the moron teacher droning on and on about some cellular bullshit that I would never need to know in real life, but he treated it as if the information were vital for survival. I wanted to die, the boredom so stifling I actually felt myself itching in my skin. The anxiety made my fingers twitch and scratch at my arm, my dull nails scraping away at the skin until the flesh gleamed red and bloody, the pain instantaneously bringing delicious relief. I sighed in pleasure, interrupting the silent students as they turned in their chairs to glance at me. I noisily crumpled the paper in front of me, my hands involuntarily curling into fists. Snickering. Giggling. Murmuring. It was all part of my day and I could almost ignore it. But today, Rosalie Hale had sat directly in front of me, her Neanderthal of a boyfriend obstructing my view, and I had welcomed his girth, able to hide behind him and free to let my mind wander. However, now she was muttering into his ear, her eyes meeting mine, as she spoke the words just loud enough for me to hear. Poor Bella. She's frustrated again, honey. I watched her glistening red lips form the words and I